I shouldn't give, maybe, but I can't stand to see you cry. Tell me what you need tonight. I'll find a way to make it right. Everything I am.
Welcome to the stream, baby. Hold on 1 second. Almost at 500 runs, guys. How are you doing today? I hope you have a blessed day, a blessed week. I know it's Tuesday. We're running 500 of death runs. Almost there, man. Almost there. We've got to get a couple here and there to try to catch up. We're at 481, which leaves us with 19 left to do. Rough, tedious, painful, super painful. So, look, that's what it is. Life is a struggle, you know. It can be, at least. But if you believe in the cause and you believe in the run, I strongly suggest saying something in chat, sharing the stream, and following if you haven't followed yet, guys. Welcome to the stream. I'm so grateful that you're here today, and so blessed to be here. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys want to talk? I feel a lot better, man. Thanks for asking. What's up, Darvin? How you doing, man? How you doing, brother? Thanks for showing up on the show, man. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. We're pretty close to this run, man. It's just finishing it. Finishing it is rough, man. You know, it's a rough run. I can't wait to finish it.
Your fingers find the loose ends, twist and tear without a thought. I remember being whole once.
So what's up, guys? Like I said, if you're new to the stream, say hi. If you have questions, ask them. If you know what we've been doing for a while, if you've been here for a while, you know what's going on. Always welcome to say hello, no matter what, no matter how long you've been following. If you're just tuning in, this is your first time seeing me run Dark Souls. The goal is 500 total no death runs currently, and we are at 481 Soulsborne no death runs. Pretty close to the final requirement here. Move on. Andre Smith, what's up, man? How you been? How you been, brother?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
What's up, Dave? Welcome to the stream, man. What's today's ideal concept? What are we talking about? We could go anywhere with the subject matter, honestly. Just checking in. That's fair, man. Subject matter, interesting sometimes. Not all people need help. It's a very important lesson that a lot of people need to learn sometimes. I've learned it somewhat, not as well as I probably should have in the past, but not all people need help. Very important to remember that. Why is this? I'm gonna ask you this stream this question. Why is it that not all people need help? And I want to see what your answers are in chat. What's up, Justin? What's up, Otto? What's up, Kevin? Which kind of people do not need help or should not be helped? And why? Users and abusers. That's a good one. That's a good one. Who else? And why? Yep, I agree with that. What's up, Sammy? How's it going, lady? Users and abusers. I agree with that one. The other one is ungrateful people. People that are constantly and forever ungrateful. So no matter how you help them, they will never be grateful for the help that was provided, no matter how great the help provided was. Play the victim in situations that create shouldn't be helped because yeah, those who need to seek out strength in their own life. Yep. If anything, you're doing them a disservice, right? So I agree with that one as well. Andre, absolutely correct with that one. Sometimes, and I'm gonna refer to religion somewhat here. Those that need to seek strength need to seek it from, you know, the otherworldly and not from someone else. Sometimes the world conditions you a certain way for a certain reason. So I agree with you. No, that's that. You guys have provided a pretty clear answer. There's nothing wrong with any of the stuff that you said. But there are people that should not be helped. And it's not in a sense of being, you know, harsh or mean or judgmental. Sometimes it's about protecting your own heart, and sometimes it's about teaching somebody a lesson. So you're right. All of you are right. You know what I mean? Users and abusers will never be satisfied and constantly be using good people. Like Kevin said, I agree with that one. Those who are never satisfied will never be satisfied until they learn to be satisfied with the things they have. Those who play the victim will never learn strength if you're always helping to provide for them. So they must learn the harshness of life. So these are all good answers, man. You know, I believe all of what you guys said. Pretty good stuff. You know, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great. I feel the best I've ever felt in my whole entire life within the last 3 weeks. I've had great experience recently, and a lot of my life has changed recently, and I'm grateful for it. So. It's like all those years, you know? You spend all these years wandering around in your own mental desert until one day, you know, you find that place you were looking for, that water you were looking to drink because you were thirsty, or the food you were trying to eat, you know? And when it's finally there, the water never runs out, the food never goes away. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience, man. Nope. So yeah, for me, and I'm not trying to like present this like, I guess, I'm not trying to be arrogant. you know, nature, the universe, God does not like arrogance. But I am blessed and I'm grateful for my life. So, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to have people that have been here for a long time and still hang around and still chat and talk. It's always fun to see people that have been here for years. We've almost been doing this for 10 years, man. 10 years is the cusp, but that's as long as I'm going to do it for. I'm not going to go any longer than that. Because everything has an end, and a start and an end date, man. It's only natural. You know, then I'll move on to the more prominent parts of focus in my life that I have to accomplish, which I'm grateful for. So in about 2 years, I'm gonna stop streaming. You know, because I have other things I must do. Every time I come to stream, well, that's to revisit the 40 Kings fiasco. That was a fun memory, though. You know, that's a fun memory. It's one of the few fun memories that kind of just dig in and stay. You know, it was a great experience. So. Imagine being nostalgic for things that have yet to pass. It's kind of where I am mentally right now. You know? Weird. I don't need that. I don't know why I grabbed it. But yes, Dark Souls 2 was a masterpiece. Fun game, great times. I've played it probably at least 300, 400 times in my career as a streamer. I've played it too many times. Got all inspirational. It's meant to be inspirational, contemplative, Sean. The stuff I would play on stream, I probably shouldn't because it would be a bit too controversial. My brother from another mother is moving again, he said, I need your help because you have the truck. He owes me only $3,000 anyways, lol. I mean, he did help me when I couldn't drive, taking my dad and mom to doctor's appointments. Yes, I guess I could see that, like, you know, matching makes sense somewhat, but there is a limit. You know, for your sanity, the sanity of your life, there is a limit. You know, if your brother is your brother, and I understand, but There is a limit. There must be a limit. That's the thing about it, and I'm gonna divulge here again, like some kind of personal opinion of it, is that sometimes we can't handle all things by ourselves. You know what I mean? We tend to be like most people, like we can handle anything. We tend to just kind of, you know, shoulder the burden for a lot of things in this life. But the whole reason for rain is to sometimes realize that you need an umbrella. And it's okay to rely on the universe or whatever you believe in, if you believe in God. So, I don't know. Like I said, there's a limit. Sometimes letting people do what they have to do is part of the teaching process. Sadly. Like our kids, right? Like when we have children, we want to save them from all the violence and the bad things that could possibly happen to them, right? It's only normal to want to be that way as a parent. But sometimes the only way somebody learns how to get back up is by falling down. And that's the reality of it. Doesn't mean be harsh, it's just sometimes people need to learn their lessons. And we're not the ones to teach them those things. It's gonna be, so he's moving in the right direction. It's gonna better him. He's not blood, but he might as well be. I mean, there's that. Like I said, he's your brother. I understand that. But it's also not like he's asking for a kidney either.
Damn,
though.
son, where'd you find this?
You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, bro, I need a kidney. You know, he's not pulling that. So, I mean, there is that. That's a whole other thing, you know. It's just a ride. Or help moving, excuse me. Yep, that's a long time. Long time, man. Well, if he's going in the right direction, it might mean that he's changing to Darwin. You know, that's the thing about the situation, because he would know more than both of us. You know, in his heart of hearts, if he's being dishonest with himself, he'd know. We wouldn't know. We're not there. You know. What's up, Corey? How's it going, man? Because life is great with compassion, but sometimes compassion's not what's needed. Truth is what's needed. You know, sometimes being truthful is being compassionate, somewhat, even to yourself. Who magically got passed with good grades? I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't start that conversation with something I can comprehend, sir. Unfortunate as it may be, I do not have the ability to read minds. Unfortunately. I've been mostly not watching television lately. Been doing a lot of reading. I actually just don't know what's up with me. Like, I've been in such a weird excited state for the last 3 weeks. You know, you ever been so excited by something that you can't possibly move forward beyond it? Somewhat. Nah, I'm probably not gonna watch it, Steven, to be honest with you. I'm not into that stuff anymore. Dude, what are you doing, man? No, I helped him for years, and I said, like I said, he owes me nearly $3,000. He's moving up, and I'll help him. Time to give him advice, and just funny subject matter today. I get these texts. Oh, he knows if I think it's a bad idea or won't hesitate to tell him. I got his back. Yeah, that's good, man. That's a good relationship to have with a friend, with a brother. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You split your comment with the two. No, I didn't get the top comment. All I got was about the music, so I don't know what you were talking about. Matthew McConaughey book for poems and prayers is super inspirational. I'll check it out. I'm all about the prayers, man. For sure. I'll check it out. Matthew McConaughey is an interesting person. I don't know much about him. I've heard him speak a few times, and I thought he was very, very, very strange and very, very specific about certain things. So maybe I'll check it out. I don't know much about him personally, though. All I remember, though, is Wolf of Wall Street, man. We gotta pump them numbers. Where he's like beating his chest, man. Yeah, that movie's crazy. That movie is crazy. Wolf of Wall Street. Those guys are evil people. Those are evil people. I don't use that term lightly, but the guys in Wolf of Wall Street are pretty evil. I will say that they are not good folks at all. There's another movie that's pretty interesting, which is Pain and Gain, which is a true story. Because Wolf of Wall Street isn't a true story. That kind of stuff can't really happen the way they did it in the movie. Because there's nothing like that to actually pull it off, the penny stocks and stuff, the way they did it. It's kind of a fabrication of reality. But the overarching nature of the characters and stuff in that film provide an interesting storyline for sure. But the film Pain and Gain with The Rock and Mark Wahlberg is a true story. That one is a weird, dark, strange tale of reality. The reason why I say this is because it's about a guy that's obsessed with the American dream. Okay? But his ideal, because he goes to see this guy who's like a inspirational speaker of sorts, right? And basically he asks him if he's a doer or somebody who doesn't do anything, maybe. So he tries to find this empowerment in his speech. But Mark Wahlberg's character, ideal concept of doing, is against the law. So what he decides is that he wants to con somebody out of all of his savings in order to make his presence, I don't know, where he thinks he belongs, essentially. So they end up kidnapping this guy. Couldn't believe it was a true. I know, dude. I had to watch the biography, Darvin. What's up, Caleb? Welcome. So they kidnapped this guy. This is a true story. This happened in the 1980s or the 90s. And there's like 3 bodybuilders. One was a born-again Christian, which is played by The Rock. And they were all on steroids. And they kidnapped this wealthy guy in Florida to try to basically get him to give them, all of his financial situation stuff. So his house, his money, his cars, all this stuff, trying to get it signed over. Basically, they were beating him up and stuff, trying to take all this stuff from him. And in the end, they had to get rid of him, right? So how do they do this? Yeah, 100% against the law, yeah. So they decide they're going to kill him, right? So they take him out and they run him over with a car. I think they back over him too. And they break like a lot of his bones. And basically, they think he's dead. They leave him there for dead. But he gets found and he survived. You know? And then he's able to testify against them in court. It's a true story, man. It's messed up. It's a messed up story. Was the rich guy a good guy in the story? No, not really, but it was wrong the way they went about it. You know? It was pretty messed up. That movie's interesting to watch. It's definitely everything you should not do in life. That's basically what you would take away from that film. It's crazy, man. It is a good movie. I think it was on Tubi for a while for free. If you don't have Tubi, I'm not sure if it's on there anymore, but yeah, that was pretty crazy. Movie's insane. I've been reading my daughter this book. It's from the 1970s called The Island of the Blue Dolphins, and she loves it. She adores it. The Island of the Blue Dolphins is an interesting story about a girl who got left behind. Her tribe took off on a boat, and she's left there by herself as a teenager. And it's about how she survives on the Island of the Blue Dolphin by herself. It's based on a true story. It's a pretty good book. If you've never read it, it's for teens. It's a teen novel. But it's one of the best books I think I've ever read ever, like in my whole entire life. That one and Z is for Zachariah, which is another one that's like a girl on her own, and it's like post nuclear apocalypse. And this isn't a true story, of course, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good book. That one's pretty decent. But I don't want to read her Z for Zachariah anytime soon. So. Wait, remember when he couldn't get it up, that guy? He had to get those injections? That was pretty interesting right there too, man. You know? Crazy. That whole movie's insane. It's hard to believe it was a true story, though. Another true story that's hard to believe, but it was actually, most of it was true, or all of it was true almost, is Goodfellas. There's a book called Made Men by Pledgy. Basically tells the story of what happens, and you know, if you've seen Goodfellas, you've seen Goodfellas, but if you haven't, I strongly suggest either reading the book or watching the film, because they're pretty close to the same. That Ed Gein Netflix series of Charlie Hunnam and yeah, I'm not into it. So okay, so I gotta explain why I'm not into it. See, when I was growing up, I was really desensitized by horror films, and I watched a lot of violent things happen and unfold in my own private life because of where I grew up and people I grew up around. And after what happened 3 weeks ago, I made a pledge to myself that I will no longer partake in violent things, even like cinematically. Like, I know that's kind of weird. It's a weird thing for some people to grasp, but serial killers and stuff like that, I won't involve myself in the storylines or watch anything to do with them. It's like a personal choice kind of thing. Part of the reason why I'm actually kind of going to quit streaming in 2 years as well, because I'm going to give up video games completely after 2 years from now. Believe it or not. It's kind of weird, right? Yeah, no, I know, because Steven was talking about it. I know. May you ask what the incident was 3 weeks ago? Yeah, you can, if you want. And I'm gonna annoy everybody on stream by talking about it slightly. It was almost a month ago. And I'm gonna talk about it, and I hope it doesn't make anybody uncomfortable, but I'm still gonna talk about it. So, I've talked about this in length in the past, like my upbringing, certain situations that occurred within my life. Since I was a child. Bad things, the usual, you know. That somebody that is predisposed to traumatic events would go through. And like, there was a point in my life, like, it's like a decade and a half ago, where everything fell apart and everything was taken from me. And a person I deeply loved passed away. And I was in a very dark spot, you know, and I'm not a praying man. So, my grandmother passed away. She was the only perennial figure that I've ever had in my life, basically. My mother had gone away and she'd stolen all the stuff from the house because she was addicted to cocaine. My dad came back from Iraq with the house foreclosed and his truck taken away. My kids were taken away from me because I was an alcoholic. So, I was on this bad kick, right? I was in a bad spot, and I prayed that day. I prayed that God would kill me in the most horrific fashion possible, you know. And in that moment, this calming sensation came over me that I can't explain, right? That basically just told me it was going to be okay. About 8 years ago, I fell back into the burden of addiction because my cousin passed away. And I had a hard time dealing with it. Relapsed, did all this really terrible stuff, and lied to a bunch of people and stole things. And I fell back into a place I swore I would never fall back into. And while I was going through withdrawal, and these terrible things were going on in my mind, again, I felt this presence of calming that I couldn't explain, you know? Because I was never a religious person, you know? I was baptized as a Catholic. I went to a few Catholic services here and there, you know what I mean? But I never, like, involved myself in religion or any of that, right? And I made it back. You know, I started streaming. I met like my community. We fell in love with each other. Great experience. I love it, dude. Almost been doing this for 10 years almost now. But then something happened 3 weeks ago that I can't explain. It's inexplicable to me. And the sensation of that calming presence was there again. And I realized that I wasn't alone. You know, this whole time I've been suffering in my life and all these terrible things have really happened, and I can't avoid what had happened in the past, that there was always someone there holding me up when I was falling down. I was never truly alone. And I realized that God was there for me. And I found Jesus for the first time in my life. And I accepted him in my heart as my personal savior. And it changed my life. I got sick right after, super sick, and got bronchitis. I almost died. I actually spent like 4 days in the hospital after I accepted Jesus as my savior. And when I was in that bed almost dying, it just strengthened my faith in God. As weird as it sounds, it's the truth. You know what I mean? And since then, I've changed a lot of my perspective on things socially and just a lot of reasoning in my life. You know, and I hope it doesn't make anybody uncomfortable because I don't really talk about religion on stream. I've tried to keep it as secular as I can for the last 8 years. But I realized I had to stop streaming and that this had to end at some point. So doesn't change the subject matter. I'm not going to make it religious, you know what I mean? But I have to explain the truth, and I'd rather tell the truth than be dishonest. So Sorry you had to go through that. Something like that. Near-death experiences can be really change a person. Yeah, I agree. For sure. It can, indeed. Come on, boy. Yeehaw, butteroni, baby. Got that cannon butter ready for the kids. For the college kids, man. Can't read chat right now, guys. Sorry, I'm fighting a fatty piece of poo-poo, so. I can wait till after he's gone. I'm not avoiding the commentary. I just have to make sure I don't get hit and murdered here, basically. Started reading the Bible the last few weeks as well. Went from knowing nothing to being able to hold religious conversations with people. Yeah, see, I read the Bible, but it's weird. When I was younger, I read the Bible, but I never, experienced it on a religious level, I guess. I read the whole entire Bible as like a challenge to myself. Read the Old Testament, the New Testament. I read the Old Testament several times. I'm actually really interested in the Old Testament when I was younger. I thought it was interesting. The King James Version, the OG, you know, ye and thee, and you know. Not the modern translation. Let's see, what does Kevin say? It's great, however, a person finds peace rather than religion or significant other, family, friend. As long as the person finds peace. So that's the thing about it. I'm not religious. I had a religious experience, but I'm not religious. I'm not part of a denomination. I'm not part of a church. And you gotta understand, a lot of this comes from the book of Matthew. Because even in the book of Matthew, it says, don't be as the hypocrites preaching on the street corner. You know, when you pray, come into the closet and pray to me by yourself, basically. And that's kind of how I view it. I haven't given myself to a church. I haven't gone to like a, evangelist church or anything like that. I don't really need to do that because I have a close personal relationship with my God. So my interpretations are mine, basically. I kind of don't agree with organized religion somewhat because of being a Catholic, being raised Catholic. It doesn't help with that because it's pretty corrupt. I know that some people would be like, "What do you mean it's corrupt?" Dude, the Catholic Church feels super corrupt to me. That's one of the reasons why I didn't like going. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. It's all about money. There's a lot of bad things that have happened in the Catholic Church. Granted, there's a lot of bad things that have happened in general in life, but It's not something I was looking forward to, was joining the Catholic Church and going in there.
Wrapped around your shoulders tight. Now I feel the first thread snap. In the quiet morning light, pull me apart.
Most recent happened. Bible Club becomes a whole new book when it's personal. Exactly. I agree, man. I agree totally. Most of the recent one happened a week before Thanksgiving. Take this medication that makes you pee a lot. Well, that day I didn't drink water enough and my blood pressure plummeted from dehydration. Paramedics couldn't find the blood pressure, arm wasn't found, wrist pressure was over 80, so dangerously low. Are you still telling the story? Raised Baptist, Methodist, grandmother, baptized, but I found being Wiccan suits you better. I know paganism bad. No, I don't think paganism is bad per se. I love you all. It doesn't matter what religion you are. That's what I've gathered. My heart is one with you guys. Doesn't matter what your perspective or your religion is. You are all my brothers and sisters. That's how I view it. That's the thing about it. Like, and I don't like to get into the dictation of like the Bible and all this stuff because it's not a religious stream. But even like Jesus wouldn't necessarily go that way with it. You know what I mean? A lot of what the Pharisees were doing in Jesus' time had to do with the physical realm and what was considered taboo, was considered a sin, you know, according to the Pharisees. But he changed a lot of the doctrine. But even now his words get twisted for the wrong reasons. You know, brotherly love and loving thy neighbor and thy enemy, you know. So I don't know, man, you know. It kind of feels like the modern church structure religiously is somewhat close to the Pharisees, in my opinion. Looking for a physical kingdom that will never appear. That's just my opinion, though. All I know is I felt like I was hit with really good drugs. The room started spinning, dizzy stars. I blacked out, scared the crap out of my wife. Yeah, I would imagine so, man. It's not a good experience. Most of them seem corrupt. Yeah. That's the thing about it, is you don't need organized religion to be close to your spiritual side. You just need to be in tune with your spiritual side, essentially. Some people would find that sacrilegious, but I don't. Yep, I agree. That's kind of what I learned in Catholic church too, because my grandmother was a devout Catholic. She always told me, she's like, listen to what they say, but don't just believe what they tell you. Choose what suits you and accept those things that suit you. And whatever else, just leave it. And it made sense to me when she said that. Oh, I was raised and baptized Christian. Sounds like from a second story window. What does that mean? Is that a band? Is that a saying? The Sora band. Oh, okay. I never heard them. I'll check them out. I like this kind of music. Yeah, I know. Like, I really want to get it too deep into talking about religion on a stream that's not supposed to be religious. But even like, what is it, Nicodemus or Damus, or however you say his name, the wise man, the Pharisees himself, right? That's kind of the thing there, you know, because he tells him when he goes to visit him the first time that the second birth, it doesn't come from the church, it doesn't come from the temple or the synagogue. It comes from something that happens in you. You have to allow these things to take place. Some people it never takes place for, you know. So being born again isn't a physical thing, and like the rituals of being baptized and all that stuff basically don't really hold the weight that some people think it does. It's all about what happens in your own private life, your personal life, and the relationship you have with your creator. That's how those things actually happen. And I kind of believe that. So like going through the motions, I went to, like I said, I was baptized as a Catholic because of superstition somewhat, and I don't really think that was my choice, you know. Didn't do anything for me spiritually either, but it's all just dependent on your own perspective, I guess. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore for the rest of the stream. But like a personal revelation, essentially, is the true way to be born again. I went to church, I was left with more questions than anything. I'm an overthinker, looking for facts and reason when most religion makes no sense. That's what I mean. That's why we say this, because like even what Sean was saying about him being personally interested in reading the religious texts, it has to do more with a personal relationship that you make with those things. and the answers that are given to you based on, you know, what happens in your private life. That's why those questions can't be answered by another person, because those questions need to be asked by you for you. And they have to be answered by something else that a man can't answer to. You see what I'm saying there? So that's why it's like there are ideas, leads, paths everywhere. But it really is up to our interpretation for the true meaning of certain circumstances and situations. Oh, it's the same number. We failed yesterday twice. No, man. I mean, you're not. It's Caleb. That's not gonna happen. You also gotta remember, if you truly believe in the place, it's not even full of anybody yet. What's up, Richard? Welcome. That's one thing the scripture does explicitly say, is that nobody's in hell yet. Not until the day of judgment. But enough of that. Stop talking about it. That's l'amour, c'est la vie. Okay, you know what? When I hear "c'est la vie," what it reminds me of is Addams Family. C'est la vie. Like what was it? The second Addams Family film, where Debbie walks in and she's like, "It's the lady killer." She's talking about Gomez, and Gomez is like, "Acquitted." That film is funny, man. Is it not funny as hell, man? I swear. Raul Julia is probably one of my favorite actors of all time, just for that role, man. You know, like, guy was brilliant, dude. Makes me sad that he passed. Acquitted. Classic. Like, I watched Wednesday all the way through season 2. And it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't bad. The first season wasn't bad. Second season was like, not too bad, not too terrible. But I was just like, I went back and watched the Addams Family films, and I realized how much that guy actually gave to that film, and how much of his soul he put into it, you know? The dude was a great actor. It's just not the same without him. It isn't. Because of how Monday Gomez is in the show versus how crazy Raul Julia was in the film, there's no comparison. What's up, Jen? Welcome. Yeah, I know a lot of people like that, Caleb. I know a lot of people like that. I have a close personal friend that is going through the same thing. You know what I mean? But that's why I said it's your own personal situation, your own personal relationship with the religious or the righteous or godly or whatever you want to call it, that dictates your belief in that situation. So that's why I don't believe in indoctrination somewhat. I believe in being able to spread good nature. What is the term? Mitzvah. And the word, you know. But I don't think people should be forced to absorb those things. I think they should have the righteous choice to do so, to accept those things into their heart. It's just like what we were talking about like a while ago, and I know it's kind of another really touchy subject, but communism, okay? And I'm not talking about modern whatever socialism crap they pull in the news and talk about democratic socialism, whatever the hell they talk. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about 1940s. I'm talking about Nazi Party. I'm talking about Stalin. I'm talking about, I'm talking about Mussolini is what I'm talking about. Mao Zedong, okay? When we say these things, like for instance, the idea of what Marx was trying to perpetuate was like a utopian type society, okay? But the method to which this utopian society must exist wasn't necessarily a kosher one, because they were forced into it, if you think about it. Morally, like the concept of people owning more than others is not a good one, not inequality wise based in the physical realm, right? It's considered like bad, especially if they're wealthy and the poor keep getting poorer and more sick and stuff. But ultimately, the use of violence and murder to take those things from those people and steal it is morally, not a good thing either. So a lot of people were forced into the situation of being forced to believe in certain, in communism, when necessarily not all of them believed in it. If you chose not to believe in it, they would persecute you. So I think religious is being religious is the same thing. You can't force a person to be religious. Through tradition and culture and stuff, it's not necessarily a good thing, because the true essence of faith is a person's belief. And you can't believe in something that you're forced to believe in. You see what I'm saying? You have to choose to accept it. Choose to believe in it. Something has to show you that you should believe in those things. So that's why I don't believe in indoctrination when it comes to religion. Personally, it's just my opinion. You probably don't like it as an adult. Yep. Yep, Mark. It's pretty dark the way you explained it, but it's pretty true. Yeah, that's what I said. It's got to be something that you choose. That's why, like I said, I was talking about communism, is that doing the moral thing should be a choice of the people, and the people that have power should choose to relinquish that power by their own choice, or else it's not considered actual merit within society. It's just another form of thievery and murder. That's why I say that. A person's heart needs to change for the moral good, but that's really dependent on the person. Some people aren't morally good, and that's what makes the universe interesting and unique somewhat. I just don't believe in the justification that we're all out to this standard where we can judge others based on their own lives and we should be the ones to pass judgment. Like, I don't believe in that. Because the balance isn't really there. You know, like, it's weird to talk about. It's true. It's not there. What should be done according to, you know, the way moral standards work won't happen. Not in the guise of the universe because of chaos and all that. Tapestry strange in the universe. Bad things do happen, you know? Unfortunate as it may be. All we can do is choose how we react to those bad things. Because I know people that blame, you know, the universe or whatever for circumstances. And it's like somebody was saying in chat earlier, somebody who's basically living as a victim, choosing to be a victim of the universe, and ends up blaming the universe for the circumstances that they're currently in, instead of empowering themselves to get out of circumstances. It's kind of like there's two things that happen in a bad situation. Either the best will be made of it, or the worst will be made of it. But I think that depends on the person. Ultimately. It's like losing a loved one, you know? let yourself be dragged. I like that, Odellis, yeah. There are exactly two things in this world that can control. You can control your attitude and your reaction to the world around you. Everything else is just to prepare the best you can and hope you have it right. I love that. That's straight up true, man. I like that. It's true. Very true. You choose a harder path but yielding much better results. Yep. I agree. It's gonna be hard to quit video games though. It's gonna be an interesting experience. It's crazy how caught up people get into the current situation though, right? Instead of their own situations. It's just crazy to think about. Like I said, I'm not going to get into politics per se, but how many people are just so reinforced by what's happening in the media versus taking a look at their own lives. And it's like, it's also like blaming the current situation for their lives versus paying attention to the stuff they need to pay attention to somewhat. Like nicotine, yeah, man. It's also like breathing, though. I need to do it at some point. Oh, in 2 years. In 2 years, I'm going to quit streaming. Two years, I'm going to quit streaming and I'm not going to play video games ever again. Or at least I think that's what I'm going to do. Unless I decide to do something else, but that's the plan so far, is to quit video games in 2 years. I know I couldn't do it. It's just my focus is better spent on the things that I need to pay attention to towards the later end of my life, because I have plans for the later end of my life and my focus needs to be complete. This guy Old tribalism everybody falls into when it comes to politics and like not politicking. All it does is give you high blood pressure. And yep, you're not wrong, bro. Not wrong. 2 years, video games could be so much different as playing a console, PC, how AI is going. Yeah, what I was talking about not too long ago about AI rendering. We were talking about on stream when I basically chastised Odellis for no reason on stream. 2 years of video games. Let's see. Dark Souls will have served its purpose when you leave it behind. Like walking stick when you needed to heal your leg, but you regained your health and strength. I like that. It's good. The good way to look at it, man. The good way to look at it. Though it's not selfish, maybe because it's not in the service of myself. Whatever that I have to do within the end portion of my life has nothing to do with what I want. It has to do with what's been chosen for me and laid before me. So it's the amount I'm giving myself to something else isn't for the sake of myself. It's for the sake of what's needed to be given based on the path that's been chosen for me. So it would be selfish if I was doing it like to make money or, I don't know, improve my own life in a certain way where it was superficial. But if I'm following something higher than myself, then it's not selfish. Thanks for the GG. I agree, Jane. Totally. This is kind of the proving grounds, you know? You gotta think about it. What have we accomplished here on this stream? Like, granted, I'm grateful for all the relationships I've had with people and the people that I've met that have been good-natured, that have helped and been here and supported all throughout. Stuck with my bad nature, stuck with my bad attitude. Faithful, devoted people that have been here in my life, loving, that held me up when I was at my lowest points. Right? Those are good things, good qualities, good traits. But what have we truly accomplished here? This is the proving grounds. The amount of testament to will and patience that I've provided within the stream itself is a show of my ability. And whatever I put myself into next will be just as inherently lifted up and blessed by my abilities. You know what I mean? So to move on is the natural course of reality somewhat. To put those efforts into something else more valuable than this.
Take my wallet from the drawer, baby. Count the bills, there ain't much more lately. What's mine is yours to keep. Every promise that I make, maybe every word I never speak. Tell me what you need tonight. I'll find a way to make it right. Everything I have is everything you want. Take it all from me till there's nothing left. Everything I
It wasn't world's first. And it wasn't a no-hit run, it was a no-damage run. Get it right, Odellis. Sheesh. Am I gonna have to chastise you again for forgetting? It was no damage, not a no-hit run. We didn't take any damage or get hit. It wasn't world's first either. See what we got going on in here. I'll listen to this one, I think. Yosu Yotai. I have to play it again. If I have time after this run, I'll play it a little bit. We're probably not gonna fight that dude we were fighting. We're gonna go exploring because I want to go get more upgrades. Lethal sucks, dude. It's fucking hard. Choose the language. Shadow the wheel from inside. Anybody know what this song's about? Wasn't sure it was the world's first. Don't want another variation. Nah, it wasn't world's first. It was a no damage run too, but yeah, it was a fun run. I remember Ray was talking about how Ghost of Tsushima doesn't go on sale often. It's actually on sale right now. Yeah, I would imagine so because it goes to Yotai. The song is about breaking samsara. Is what the song is about. It's a Buddhist concept. So basically breaking the cycle of rebirth. I can't even hear what this song is. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oops! My bad. Yeah, it doesn't go on sale often, man. Like, it's rare.
White lines were static and drifting, hands tight on a fever.
This guy, man, really? One at a time, I guess.
The noise hits quick, sudden cough against empty black. Did you
My stomach has been real bad lately, though. That's one thing I can say. Like, it's weird. After I got better, my stomach has been not good. I haven't been very hungry lately. Like, sometimes I don't eat for, like, days. Weird, right? Like, I'll come to a point where dinner will be available. You know what I mean? And then I just won't eat dinner. I won't eat lunch. I won't eat breakfast. I need to work on that. I need to get better at it. My eating has been bad lately. It's called fasting. Yeah, I know that, but it's like the reason for the fasting isn't a good one. It's not a good one. Like, it's not like I'm intentionally not eating. You know, I legitimately just don't want to eat, which isn't good. It's not good for your body. You need to eat something, even if it's like once every 2 days or something, you know? It kind of started when I was sick, though, because I went like 4 days without eating because I kept throwing up from being sick. And I felt better off just not eating because I wouldn't throw up. That's part of the reason why I ended up in the hospital too, though, because I wasn't eating anything and I wasn't consuming anything and I was just unable to breathe and I was on oxygen and all that. So it's like, I need to get better at eating. Maybe find something I can eat on a daily, even if it's small. So, Jane, I have a question for Ghost of Yotai. You think it would be better if I just went to random areas and looked for shrines and got as many as I possibly could? Because I know there has to be an area you can't cross over into, right? Until a separate chapter. Would it be better if I just went exploring for a while versus like going straight to fight bosses? I know that you're not playing on lethal, but I just want to know what your opinion is of it. It is good for the body to fast. Yeah, I used to do cyclic fasting for weight loss and muscle tone back when I was really into fitness. It works really well. It's good for your body. It resets a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? But if you're doing it like I was doing it while I was sick, that's like not an option. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You should at least be having soup or some kind of like nourishment because your body's trying to heal. You know, you're trying to keep your immune system up, and it's not a good way to do it. You shouldn't be doing that. It's also like those fad diets too, somewhat though, like where all they consume is meat. You know, like there's nothing to really prove that the long term it benefits from consuming only flesh because of cholesterol and heart disease and insulin resistance and stuff. Like for instance, like you were talking about being like, let's say like somebody's pre-diabetic or something, then maybe there'll be some benefit somewhat because of the glucose levels being evened out by fats and all that. But in the long run, a high cholesterol diet's bad for you. That's why I like a lot of times when I hear people doing like Atkins or paleo or something, they choose to have like high cholesterol diets when in reality you don't need all that. You could just consume, you know, lighter meats, fish, you know, poultry. You don't need to consume like beef or pork, you know, and a lot of people love to go just straight for the ribs and, you know, the steaks and stuff. And yeah, you'll initially lose body fat because of it, but ultimately it hurts your organs, your internal organs and your heart. So it's kind of bad for you in the long run. It increases blood pressure, you know, so you don't want to do all that. Not to mention salt content. A lot of people don't watch sodium, which that's a big problem and a big factor too for all that, heart disease and all. Mediterranean diet is a good diet. I mean, they have like the basic balance of everything. You know what I mean? Vegetables, fats, healthy fats. You know, there's legumes. They eat a lot of lentils and garbanzo beans and stuff. So yeah, that's not a bad thing at all. It's pretty balanced. Good for you. Yeah, that's the thing about it. I could be like, oh, I'm the picture of health, and lie to you, and it's not the truth. I'm not, because I chose veganism. Veganism, the reason why I continued veganism, like originally I started it as a health thing because of what my doctor told me. Because the amount of unhealthy living I was doing, basically the only way I would survive is by becoming a vegan, essentially, right? But I kept the veganism because of my overall aversion to flesh and meat products. Like I could say like, oh well, I'm, you know, the picture of health. The reality is I'm not. You know, I'm not the most healthy person alive at all. I'm not even close to being on a level where I want to be. In the next 2 or 3 years, I hope to be much better off. But like there was a point where it turned for me. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But I've always had weird eating habits since I was a child because I starved a lot as a kid. I didn't eat a lot growing up, mostly out of circumstance and other reasons, of course, being poor and all this stuff. But when I grew up, I started getting into bodybuilding. When I got into bodybuilding, eating became a chore. Like it was never something like, oh wow, I can't wait to eat this food. The only time that ever happened was like I think when I was in my younger ages, where my grandmother would make something that was culturally, you know, satisfying and comforting or whatever. And even to this day, when somebody makes something like that, I still enjoy it. But when I got into bodybuilding, it was all about timing and like portion and amount, grams of protein and grams of carbohydrates. It was all measured out and had to be eaten at certain times of the day. And if I didn't eat them at certain times of the day, then I was failing as a bodybuilder. It was always a chore. It was never a feeling of enjoyment for me. So now that I'm at this age now, and you know, when I chose my path to become a vegan because of the fact that I had basically, I was in renal failure, which my kidneys were giving out, and that was because of my addiction to caffeine. And then, of course, my heart was bad off because of my addiction to red meat. I went vegan and quit the caffeine, you know? But ever since then, like, I've had an aversion to meat. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was because of the bodybuilding or what, but like the idea of eating meat just grosses me out. I don't know why that is. It's weird, right?
So fast, eyes fixed ahead.
I don't know what you're doing, man, but you need to come over here.
Empty, burning with regret. I'm left behind.
So it's kind of something I need to sort out. I don't know if it's psychological or what, but
colors dripping slow. I'm screaming out, swallowed by the sky. Our silence grows, mile after mile.
really? Got stuck on the rock, dude. That's bullshit. I couldn't get behind him because I got stuck on the rock. Is that a parry? I didn't even know you could parry with the sword.
Your shadow keeps chasing me.
No picture of health either. I only know that what I know because what I had to deal with. Most population doesn't know ick about anything body metabolic system. Or really bodybuilding. Eat alarm set 24-hour period, glucose eating. And no, I get you. And that's the thing about it too, is most people won't think about it either. They won't think twice until it's too late. You know, like with what Jane was saying about me vaping is true. Like, you don't think about these things until you have no health. The most valuable thing in this life is our health. And without it, no matter how much money we pay, it doesn't mean that we're going to get better. So we have to take care of this body that we live in as much as we possibly can while we're still here. So I agree with you. You know? It's like a person that owns a car, right? And then like you just drive the living crap out of the car. You don't get the oil change, you don't change the oil, you don't change the brakes, you don't change the tires, and then one day the engine just blows up and it's barely functioning as a car. And then you worry about it after the fact. It's kind of how it works with our bodies somewhat. We all do that somewhat. Unless you've had to live with ailments, obviously you wouldn't know or notice.
Leaves caught underfoot, orange spills over rooftops, snack wrappers on concrete, my hands in my pockets, breeze pressing down. You once waited cracks, pulling at loose threads, feeling myself dissolve. Colors pulling farther from what they used to mean. I stop and breathe in deep, but it's never enough. Why do I come back here to watch what I can't fix? This place doesn't heal, it just ripens. Every day feels split open, scream inside my teeth. Still show up, still watch, like
Saying we sacrifice our health for money, and then we're older, our bodies can't take the abuse anymore. We sacrifice our money to get our health back, and in reality, we should have been focused on our health the whole damn time. Yep, I agree.
Same sun, same sky, same broken thoughts, unlocking circulation. This sailing through seas in overcrashing cracks, booming advanced into an orange light. This place doesn't heal, it just ripens.
More twinkling tighties, twinkling tight nights, baby. Me and them twinkling tight nights love me, baby.
Sleeping mornings, hanging by a window, loose at the elbows, lost in the silence. We creep through the scenes we never noticed. Police side, but I am still warm in your careless rotation. Stretched up, always breaking. Faded, but I stuck around. I watch as you turn away, sleeps get lonely core. Free like promises that are ignored.
Butter my biscuits, baby. The electric butter is here, baby. All over everything, just glittering and smoking with everything, baby. I love that electric butter, baby. I'm gonna get some fire booms real quick.
Every laugh for me fear, a patch of time. Your shoulders shake the version you left behind. Snagging, clinging, afraid of the cycle. Still hoping for a hand, upside for a while. Colors run with too many seasons.
Fire booms, baby.
Just to feel something. No many
21 should be enough. Thanks for the like. Appreciate it.
If you look closer, could you see me slipping?
I was never just back road. I was always holding you up.
Peculiar Candelure. Peculiar Candelure. Ah, sir. What a weirdo. Of course, I'm getting a phone call as I'm fighting a boss. Let's see how it goes. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call. If you guys could like and share the stream, I'd really appreciate it. If you could comment and chat, I would really appreciate it. If you're new to the stream, don't be shy, my friends. Welcome to the stream. The goal is 500 no death runs of the Soulsborne series. We're pretty damn close, bro. We're pretty close to it, you know? So. Wow, this guy's just gonna follow me everywhere. We're at 481 total deathless runs of the Soulsborne series. Well, go ahead, mate. Pretty close to it. If you want to see the 500th run, man, I'd say get locked in now so you can witness it. Witness history happening. You know what I mean? I love that R2 on this weapon, dude. It's so good. Oh. That's not good. Oh, come on, bro. There we go. Nice one. Oh, come. Who's smoking a stogie out there, baby? This song right here, it's pretty hard, right? It's about a sweater. It's a song written from the perspective of a sweater. Believe it or not. It's hard as hell, but it's about a sweater. Kind of sad, disregard for human life these days. Companies, health, insurance, keep money over person. Alright, Caleb, man, thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. Yep, I wrote a lot of songs about sweaters, Jane. I don't know what to tell you. There's also the song by Weezer. If you want to destroy a sweater, hold this string while I walk away. While I walk away. That's a song about a sweater as well. We'll both be naked. Laying on the floor, laying. Quite a few songs about sweaters, believe it or not. Quite a few. Jane, what's up? What you been? What's going on? I asked you a question, you didn't answer me. You did not answer me, lady. I was asking about Ghost to Yotai. I said, would it be more beneficial if I just randomly rode around and decided to pick up stuff from altars and stuff versus doing any of the main quests? Just exploring.
Water, rougher sky. I count each second between thunder, wishing lightning would carve my shape in the sand. Can you hear me? Is my quiet swallow folded into the endless hiss? Everything that matters gets wetter, heavier, quieter still. I stay. Reflection blurred in gray water. Oh, worries, new silence.
Still no answer? Okay, sure. The build, Claymore, quality, I don't know. Some dude with a Claymore. Look at the stats. 30 dex, 30 strength, 30 ADP, and 41 vigor. There you go. Dude, I would love that too, man. If he was in Night Rain, yeah, I'd agree. I agree with that. I wish they would do that. Or at least like one of the armor sets, you know what I mean? Like for the Raider would be sick. Jane didn't answer my question. Jane, I'm asking you a question, man. Jane don't love me no more. I'm pestering you now. No, what I was asking is, do you think it would be better for me to do what I've been doing and go see Yotai, or should I just randomly discover, what do you call it, the altars and stuff, versus like fighting bosses, and just try to get as beefy as possible before I fight bosses? Because lethal is god awful. I know you're not playing lethal, I know that, but do you think it'd be more beneficial for me to do that versus how I'm playing the game right now? Is there a lot of stuff to discover outside of the chapters is what I'm asking. I kind of want to kill one more rotten just as a safety. I think I'm going to. So, but you think it's more beneficial? Because, like, I know that the original Ghost of Tsushima is locked into chapters. Is there a lot to explore in the first chapter? Versus, like, just going and fighting to get to the next chapter. Does that make sense? Like, randomly going through the map. Like, with a fine-tooth comb. Can help with your build. Yeah, because we're gonna play that after this. Is there anything specific you think I should grab in first chapter that you would know about that I have no clue about? Because I would imagine you have plenty of hours at this point in game, and you know much more than I would. Oh, you're not locked into chapters. Interesting. So you can just go wherever you want, but you could probably get one-shotted easily then, right? If you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Always run. You have any pointers though of what I should grab that's been beneficial for you on your run of that game? Armor set wise or whatever? Or no? I must speak to the master about master like things, that's why I asked. Not much armor available early. Been playing Silent Hill F so far. I'm not impressed. Combat's pretty god awful. See, and then I've been told the opposite too, Danny. I've been told it's really good. So I don't know. I think it just depends on the person, but I've been told the opposite, and I personally watching it, I'm not too impressed. You know what I mean? I'm not too impressed by it, but from what other people say, it's really good. So I don't know. If you're not impressed, then I don't know. I really don't know. Then at that point, I trust you, Danny, for sure. So it's kind of confusing to me. You know what I mean? Five sets of armor. What about the charms? Is there anything good in the charms? Mouse in the wall here. Wait, what? Crackhead mouse in the game? Team Bloober nailed it with shitty comment. That's the thing about it, is it was meant to be that way because of the OG. That's why I was wondering about it, because like the thing is too, like, and I haven't played the game, so I don't know. You know, I can't pass judgment on Silent Hill F, right? But like for me, the reason why I like the first 4 or 5 games is because of the reliance on Silent Hill specifically, and how the lore kind of like interacts with each other versus like, you know, Silent Hill 1 to Silent Hill 2. Even though it's a separate storyline, it still interacts with the basic macrocosmic story and overarching lore of the game. You know, I mean, perfectly interacting because of the fact that it had the same creators for 4 games. And like, I didn't like Homecoming because of how it changed the series drastically. And I didn't like Downpour that much. It was still better. It was still better than Homecoming, but not as good as The Room, for instance. Yeah, lots of good charms. I got like 15 or 20 already. What are your favorites to use is what I'm asking. Like, what are you using? And what are the good ones for you? Because you know how I play. Maybe you know something that I might be able to use better or enjoy using. Yeah, because the reason why I love Silent Hill 2 is because it's a separate story on its own, right? But I like how it keeps everything faithful from the first game and the third game, so that they can bridge the gap between both of those games. Like, the movies really aren't bad per se, but they kind of screw up the lore for the video games quite a bit. So it's not on the level of like Resident Evil screwing it up, but it's like still screwing it up. Hard and hard. Yeah, I played a lot of SH2 Remake when it came out. The parry armor, was that the one I just got? I think I just got that one from that dude in the cave. I'm pretty sure that's what I just got. God, it wasn't me.
Thank God it wasn't me. Thank God you on the shoulder and lights him down. I watched past the wreck, keep racing out. Thank God it wasn't me.
Does ghost mode exist in Ghost the second game too, or no? Okay, upgrades and materials. That's definitely something I need to touch on. I haven't messed with any of that. Is there only one sword, or you have multiple swords in the game? That's another thing. Do you only get one katana, or are there different katanas in the game? Unreal mode. Unreal. Is it kind of the same thing or no? Yeah, because even like, so we were talking about Silent Hill 2. The story of the main protagonist from Silent Hill 2 exists in Silent Hill 1 and in Silent Hill 3. And even in Silent Hill 4, The Room. So it's kind of weird that, I don't know, it's just the about them basically leaving all that behind kind of bothers me a bit. It probably shouldn't bother me, but it does. Oh, okay, so it's just the same being upgraded. Bows and bombs. Well, how do you get like the upgrades, like with the hand weapons, like the throwing knives and stuff? Do I have to go physically to fight somebody, or do I just pick them up along the way? Like, because I miss having like the ninja tools somewhat. They're very beneficial. Because in Silent Hill 2, they talk about the serial killer in the apartment complex. And the serial killer ends up being the main character of Silent Hill The Room. You see what I'm saying here? And the story connects with the orphanage and what was happening in the back burner with the original Silent Hill 1. And how it came about to try to, like, give birth to a god, you know, like, which happens in Silent Hill 3. So that's why I say they're all tied together. Very strictly tied together. Unless you've played through all the games and read all the lore, you really won't know that, per se. But it's like even the franchise forgets that for some reason. Find merchants upgrades in the northwest. Okay. I'm gonna do that then. That's the first thing we're gonna do when we come back and play right now after this. I think I'm gonna kill this guy, or try to kill him at least. Bomb maker Ina, is that where he's at? Ina? You said that's in the west? Northwest, okay. Yeah, because I want the bombs. The bombs are, dude. In Ghost, the bombs are like godsend, man, you know? Even casualty enemies are hard. And bosses are hard, getting harder. It doesn't give me much faith, but I appreciate I appreciate the information. You know? Kind of scary. But you're deeply enjoying it, I would imagine, you know? Because I love the first game so much, it's got a special place in my heart. I like the story because of what it meant for Jin. You know, because you think about him relinquishing the whole samurai code to basically overcome what was happening to his people, you know? It's an interesting story. I also like the fact that with Atsu, it's all about revenge. It's a very different storyline, which is interesting. So I can only imagine what the third Ghost game is going to be like and how interesting it will be, especially if it's next gen of some kind, you know what I mean? Went up to Serpent Pass northeast. I don't remember if I did. I have to look at the game. The game is so massive, I have no idea where the hell I am, lady. I got to where Oni was. That's all I know. That's where I am right now, Oni. But I'm gonna get out of that fight so I can go explore. Come back. So that fight, I don't even know what to do. If I have to dodge, if I have to parry or what, because I was getting my ass whooped last time. Yeah, where Oni is, yeah, that's where I'm at. There's reasons to go back to places you've been before, like home or the first inn. Do that sometimes. Does it offer like new quests or exactly what is that? I don't know. You're not gonna ruin it for me. Like new NPCs or something, or new upgrades.
So fast, eyes fixed ahead, ash and orange across the sky. Rear view empty, burning with regret. I'm left behind in the fading.
Like with a game like that, I want people to kind of spoil it for me somewhat. Where to go, what to do, stuff like that. Kind of, I want that to happen with that game. Like with like the storyline, no, but like with where to go, yeah. Because I have no idea. That game is so big, dude. Just little stuff. Okay. Yesterday's DS2 weren't paying off. Heck yeah. We get through it. We gotta do a Dark Souls warm up. So did they say they were gonna do Legends, or no? Like they did with Ghost of Tsushima.
Your shadow keeps chasing me. Headlights fade, you disappear. Can't erase what's left behind.
You do the run with the horse a lot. I mean, you like horses, Jim. Nothing surprising there.
Night falls inside, it won't let go. Street signs flick by in broken lines. Still chasing you with nowhere to go. This ride never ends, can't rewind. Empty roads lead me nowhere.
Wow. Okay. Dude, this sucks. I got Stonlock City there.
Same bench, still warm. Someone's music far away. Shoelace coming undone. Leaves caught underfoot. Orange spills over rooftops. Snack wrappers on concrete. My
Stop,
hands in my
sir.
pockets.
My goodness. My goodness.
You once waited here, always running late. Sense of
course.
your shampoo lingering on my sleeve. Cars drive past you, lovely kids.
Of course.
Their minds, no one says hello. I shifted myself.
This weapon is kind of slow. Like, it's not bad, it's just kind of slow. I forgot how slow it is.
Same time, same sky, same broken thoughts. I mouth your name with the sun going down. You said it gets easier, but I'm still counting cracks. Pulling at loose threads.
Oh, come on, bro.
Self-dissolve. Colors pulling farther from what they used to be. I stop and breathe in deep, but it's never enough. Why do I come back here to watch what I can't fix? This place doesn't heal, it just repeats. Every day feels split open. Scream inside my teeth. Still show up, still watch. Like something's gonna change. Chasing light that always slips. Wanting rescue from patterns. Are you listening now?
I wish the hollow skin mask was available, like, at the beginning of the game. That's one thing I do wish that wasn't just a DLC weapon item, honestly. The hollow skin mask in the last fight is very beneficial. It's actually a really cool idea for an item too. You know? I don't say that lightly. Usually I don't care about stuff like that, but I think it's very beneficial, the hollow skin mask in this game. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Holy shit. Well. Why can't I dodge that guy? I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Usually I dodge him no problem, you know? Weird. Having trouble fighting this guy. I'm kind of rusty. Yeah, see that? Dude. Six months? That's not bad. Gotta love that heel punish, man. Alright, bro.
If you look closer.
It's over, baby. Run 482 of 500.
I was never just back round. I was always holding you up.
So close! 18 more runs and we're done, baby! 18 more deathless runs. So close. So I'm going to cut the stream here. I'm going to be back in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm going to get something in my stomach. And we'll play some Ghost of Yotai. And I'll go exploring. But I love each and every single one of you. Thanks so much. I'm so blessed that you guys show up and you're still here after so many years. I love you with all my heart, and I mean that completely. You guys are the best, and I do appreciate your support constantly, in spite of the length of years and everything else. I'm grateful that you're here. I'll see you guys soon.